All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are ready. Tomorrow is going to be crazy. This is your watch list for May 8th, 2019. And why do I say that? We have no idea what's going to happen. Well, maybe we do. So before we get into it, everybody, let's clap it up. This is for the watch list yesterday, last edited, 542. If small market move down, pre-market could slowly sell off somewhat big, 300 to 500 points. So I had to brag about it, but the main point was stay humble, but we closed down 470. So I have my magical ball for tomorrow, and you guys aren't going to like it because it's going to be the great cuckening. So we need to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. I have the watch list. I have a lot of plays, a bunch of specific options, and then we're going to go over all the trades we made today. It was the market went down. We were right, and being right led to a lot of correct trades. And I want to talk not only what to play for tomorrow and how it's going to be, but how to play it. So that is a big thing. We talked about that on stream. So I need your guys' head in the game. Make sure you drop a like on the video, and you better be there in the morning, pre-market, 30 minutes before open. It's in the comments and everything. It has been, oh man, I'm trying to stay calm here. We have to stay calm. So get ready, you guys. Let us get into it. I am a nice cold leader, so I'm going to get right to it and just give it to you. I'm going to give you the predictions, and it's the great cuckening. That's what I want to tell you guys. You have to know when not to shoot tomorrow. This is going to be very important because it's going to be hard to decide if really everything, like I said, is going to be based on trades. So what's going to happen is any news developments. We haven't seen anything, and unfortunately, while I'm shooting this video, you guys aren't. It's going to be an hour after this video is posted that China, we're going to get the trade data and then also see how the Shanghai Composite is. But I think Japanese stocks are down right now. It is, do we get a gap? We kind of bounced towards the end of today, and it was an interesting day. And, today was a big sell-off. And again, this was just off of the renege of yesterday's, positive news. And like we said, 2 days in a row now, like I said in the last video, if I could have told you what was going to happen the day before, did we get lucky? A broken clock is right twice. Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, what I take that as is simply it's showing, any reasons in between to try to justify why it bounced, why it did this. I'm taking this as normal digestion. This is still the event, and now we're hitting the middle of the week. So I don't know if it's coincidence that I'm doing this, but I'm saying know when not to shoot. Wednesday is going to be a tricky day for the options, but even for this development, the deadline's Friday. We are either going to get a big move, and tomorrow is filled with news events, right? In the morning, too, you're going to get Mario Draghi from the ECB, and then I believe some Japanese number, and then China as well, too. So look out for that, and that could affect stuff, but there's a lot of interesting plays here and just how it's moving things in general. So, but it's waiting on the news and digestion. And Wednesday is going to be an interesting day. It was very quiet so far after hours, which was a shocker to me. And as you see, I could be wrong with this, even with these predictions. So that's what I'm saying. I know when not to shoot, and that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a great cuckening. So I'm saying really if there's a gap down that's big, just look for a run up. If it gaps up, look for a sell-off. That's it. And if it otherwise, it just might stay the same. I know it's kind of crazy to say because it is kind of bearish and this wasn't a good move, but I think the markets kind of want to develop. But I think depending on how big this is, the market has to digest. Now, with the market going down as much as it did, that's what I'm saying. Be there in the morning. This could quickly develop. If you got the stream alerts, we were putting it out there down 500, down 600. If it does escalate tomorrow and go faster than expected, this could turn into one of those other volatility events that we've seen. But I think before we are going to see that, we're going to need a little bit more hesitation. I don't know. But then again, I got surprised at certain levels, but we're at key support levels. The volume's picking up. So very interesting to see, especially at these high of levels. Honestly, you guys, this may look like a lot of volume here, but considering where the price is, it was a lot of volume. So, but it was very calm. So we're going to see how it is. And again, we still have earnings and other stuff holding it, but that's what I'm going to be watching for. But watch out for the great cuckening, my friends. But as far as how to play everything, roll over your profits. There's two types. You keep your profit in or you keep initial investment in. So if you guys keep hearing rolling over, what does that mean? It means you're going to see it. We're going to show examples because I did a lot of that today. You make a play, you profit on it, you sell out of it, and you buy the same play. So you buy a call. Let's say you have a McDonald's call and you're up on the McDonald's call. You bought it for $100. Now it's worth $200. You sell out of that call, and then you go and you buy another call for the same date at a different strike or a different date at a different strike. You could switch it up however you please, but the whole concept is taking your profits and then how much are you putting back in. So that's why I said here you have two different types. You are up on a trade, and we did that. You take your profits, and do you keep your initial investment in there and put the profit in your account and walk away with that? Or do you keep the initial investment in and keep the profit in and then just take your initial investment out? So decide which one you're going to do. But in this type of environment, that's why tomorrow is going to be crucial, because I even believe the great cuckening, even if tomorrow does escalate and become a big drop, it could end up rebounding very, very heavy. There might be some good day trades if you're bottom ticking it, but it's going to be all over the place. And as you've seen, if you got the weeklies, the bounces, like kind of the end there, and depending on what happens in the morning, they could kill you. But the next weeks are holding up really nice. So if you took that advice, hopefully you're doing well with that. But keep your eyes out for just this playing out and developing throughout the morning, and then pretty much stay on your toes. And that's why rolling and taking your profits, though, you guys, be very smart in that. If you were watching today on stream, we were taking the profits all the way down. But now let's talk about some plays, and then we'll go recap today and the strategy. Coming into tomorrow, right off the bat, I got some of these in the morning, but I like Roku and then Disney as well reports. I did play both of those. People are asking me, am I going to play Disney? I got some lotto plays on Disney out in June, but otherwise I wouldn't bet the house on it. I really wouldn't. I'm not too into it. I'd say long calls on it if they surprise and do something crazy. But, man, I didn't know that annoying window capture is up. Sorry about that. 7 minutes in. But at the same time now, Disney isn't my favorite play for that. I'm going lottos. I like Roku, and the Roku, I bought options on them this morning, and they dropped 30 or 40%. So I think tomorrow it will be a good play, and I think tomorrow, regardless of the market, it might do its own little earnings effect the day before. It could bounce, so the calls are cheap. And I'm saying that just because I want the calls because they're cheap. So if it does bounce, though, I'm going to look for that to kind of do its own earnings thing. But that's what I really like with Roku. McDonald's has been holding up. We could go to the option chain. It's not one of the specific options I want to highlight. Well, actually, it is. I will tell you guys how to target it, but it's been holding up. I like McDonald's, but even related to that, Home Depot is very good. We sold out of the puts, and I even said I'm waiting to roll over on that. So that's another play we made today, even from yesterday. But watch out for that, the value stocks, keeping those in mind in the banks. We played the banks. I like the Bank of America. I was going to play these as my bounce stocks, but I'm kind of waiting. But again, they are slipping up, and keep an eye out if they do start to pick up a little bit. But overall, everything's been dying across the board, and those are some of those plays. And then watch Lyft tomorrow. I really like Lyft, actually. We played them on the earnings. We're going to see how that play turned out. It was most likely a dud because we played very, very far out of the money on those, so we're going to see what happens. However, watch for a continuation on Lyft and those options to be cheap. I was saying today the option chain on Lyft could set up an opportunity for mispricing just because it's an IPO. It's very hard to price, and it's been around for a little bit amount of time. This is their first earnings. People are saying Uber, this and that, but keep your eyes out on it. I really like how it's kind of developing, and I like the option chain, especially as we're getting pushed into the May 17th and some of these expirations. It's leaving a window of opportunity with a stock that has shown it can move. So watch Lyft, watch that on the continuation. I really, really like that. And now let's get into some options. So we have a lot, and again, we're going to go over a bunch of other ones, but right off the bat, this was a lotto. I took this one even on this account here, the UNHs. So this is a call, and I'm going to watch for healthcare because, again, I even bought an Amazon call at the bottom today when things were dropping. So, again, I'm going to watch for really we need a big move, and that's the thing, you guys. If you're playing the options, even if you're day swinging them, you guys are going to need moves, so don't get too caught up in this. We've had a couple days of big moves. The sun does not shine forever here, so you have to be careful. You need big moves, so if it doesn't move a lot, you could get screwed. And watch out for UNH, especially even coming into a Wednesday. But I like these. I think they were, how much were they? Yeah, 247.50 call for like 30 cents. But why I like these, I called these out during the day. These were the ones I put up on the watch list yesterday. They went from 9 cents I could have gotten them for a lot cheaper, to $1.20, but they were still one of those bigger percentage gains. So I wanted to scale into those. So here's the plan with that. I'm going to let these expire. I want these to expire, but depending on how UNH moves in, I'll be able to use these as a place marker. But if we could get something close to the money there, or even by next week, we're going to take it. Oh, excuse me. No. I didn't get those, did I? Yeah, no, I got the weeklies, but then I got the UNH puts. So I also like the UNH puts. Honestly, UNH has shown us you got to go honestly within the range. So that's where some of you guys are saying, hey, what options would you get? Do you get the cheap options? Do you get it because it's 40 cents or this and that? You have to really look at what UNH did. So I got some of these puts next week. I don't know which ones I got specifically. Yeah, I got the UNH. I got these for 60 cents, I believe, or 66 cents earlier today. I got the 22.50, and again, yeah, I spent a little bit more money, and why is I like the next week in the value round there, and I only got one, and that is a scale-in. I would have gone for the 30-cent ones here, but what I'm saying is that UNH hasn't gone to 215. It hasn't. That one isn't really going to get to the money, even if we have a big drop. It did have that one big candle, but like 215 is like a really, really bigger drop. But to be able to be around 225 or 222, that's like kind of right here in the middle. So it's just right. It's like on the top end of the worst case if it does see a reversal, but we might not see that. UNH doesn't have to go down, and even it does look like it has stopped that trend. We'll see if it picks up with the market or with healthcare. So again, and that's why too, I am going to be looking for the calls. I just have to play them tentatively. So that one isn't a more expensive one, but that's the whole thing, the whole idea. You guys push it into the wall and wait for it. So those are two plays I like. The next ones, I'm going to show you guys ones that I'm actually, this is a watch list. So watch these because I have not purchased these yet. And I want to look for a balance play, either calls. I mean, I am tempted to get puts looking at these charts. Doesn't it just look like they're going straight down? But calls or puts on FedEx for next week. Remember, we've been playing in them. So FedEx or UPS, I want to look at the next weeks. I kind of like the 192s on FedEx, but I think that's a little high. But I do like how UPS is moving, and the IV is a little bit lower, but I think it's like, 59 cents for 106. So kind of a similar, but again, it was up there 2 days ago. We have to see if they're, again, and that's why I'm saying be careful. The sun doesn't shine forever. These are next week. So beyond there, that's why I've been telling you guys you have to push towards the Junes, because if we don't get any movement here, all these plays are going to be done by the next week. These are expensive premiums to pay that much because it was only 2 days ago. But if it spends 1 or 2 days bouncing like it did here, these contracts are going to die. So you have to be careful. So that's why push everything out to the Junes. And now these are some of the ones that I played today. Not UPS, but I got them on Apple, and these are different ones I sold out of. But the Apple puts have gone up in premium, and watch out, but the calls are still holding. I'm going to be looking at Apple to see the premiums, but even though the calls went down and the puts went up, the Junes did go up a lot, and they were down yesterday. But watch for these to evaporate, essentially, because they barely went there. So those are going to be ones I'm keeping my eyes out on, and let's get to the plays for today. So even looking at how yesterday opened, I think it's going to be like this tomorrow, where we're going to have, watching even some of those similar companies. Again, McDonald's, Tesla, UNH, UPS, even Caterpillar. I missed those. I actually watch those, see if they make a move. But even then, Roku, I got those calls. So I got the May 17th, and we'll look at those. And even then, even pre-market, we're going to talk about those. Then NVIDIA, these are right off the morning. So I got the Rokus within 2 minutes, the NVIDIAs within 6 minutes, and I sold out of my NVIDIA puts. So the bank stocks were moving today. I got Goldman Sachs puts. So there you guys go. Those happened today. And then the Apple May 17th. So these ones are the ones I rolled over, and we'll look at those. But I got those at 6:48. So that was 18 minutes after the market opened. You could even look through the chain and see the different types of May 17th and how they valued. But those were rollover. And then right after, I would think, 3 minutes later, new activity again, Qualcomm May 17th, similar to the Apple. But again, that 3 minutes changed the price, and I didn't like my fill on Qualcomm. So that's why I said I want to flip it. Then the UVXY rolled over. This was around 6:58, 28 minutes. Sold my UVXY from last week. It was from last week, but it was a weekly. Rolled that over. And then again, I got this week because it's a rollover. So that's what we're going to talk about. Expedia. And that's another one to watch. We got those 129s. I like how their prices are. And again, the fact Expedia was holding up. So Booking didn't do good. We got that around 709. But watch Expedia. I really like that one. Then we got that UNH put. So that one I showed you earlier, I said next week is a way better value for the puts. So we looked at the calls. So think about it. Why did I get the calls? it would make sense. The puts were extremely expensive. In this case, it doesn't always work like that, but the calls were cheap and the puts were extremely expensive, but the ones for next week weren't too bad. So then Boeing. So watch that, you guys. It did break a crucial level. I put 260, I think it was the 360 level, but being there and dropping, watch that. And I did have the June put, and I said it was expensive there, and they are expensive now because the out of the monies are just going up. So if it does bounce, those will become cheap, but they're still holding their value when they were overvalued. It's a long story. Then those are the HD puts. We sold out of those, and I didn't roll over, and I want to. Then I got the Disney June calls. Those are the lottos. If you guys want to know those, come on stream or have the stream alerts. Hi. Watching ANET, that move. So actually, you guys can keep your eyes out on that. That was fun. What else? We sold the Qualcomm puts. So again, those are the ones I said I wanted to do the quick flip on. Sold out of those May 17th, and I said I overpaid for them. I got 25%. I was out, and then what time was that? 8:06, and then 2 minutes later, I sold the Apple puts. Those May 17th, I got them for a good price. I bought 5 of them. I sold 3. Now I'm holding the other 2 for free. It was about an 86% gain. Those ended up closing up like 200%. So I said I'm still in the play, but I'm taking my initial investment back, and that is the key with the roll. And we'll talk about that briefly at the end here. And then I sold another half, and then what? That was, again, at the same time, actually. Was it the same time or no? Another 3 minutes later, you guys could see it was all in this kind of block as the market's going down, or even kind of down but kind of popping up. I sold half of those 50 June SPY puts. So if you guys watched the watch list yesterday, you were on stream, you knew I bought 50 June SPY puts. So those profited very, very good. And now I got half of them. I got them for free. They went up actually like 300 or 400%. It was pretty nuts. So I got my money back on those, and now I'm holding the rest. So I said I'll look to rebuy if the price drops, but actually I've noticed with the SPY puts really out of the money, after a certain point, they didn't gain money, so be careful on those. Then I sold my weekly from yesterday. If you guys, I got to put on that. I made that on stream. I was up 100%, but I was only up 10% because it was a graveyard. So got rid of that. The SPY was about to break lows again. Then the SPY was literally only down 450. This is only 8:51 a.m., man. So again, a lot of activity in the market, a lot of stream alerts, but a lot of it was very important. You could see this was trades we were making. Then that UVXY rolled over. So I rolled over to a UVXY, bought that weekly. I sold it again. It was up 150%. And since it was a weekly on the UVXY, I didn't get another one, but I'm still holding that UVXY we talked about from yesterday and the day before on the next weeks. And then I had the square put from yesterday. If you guys remember that was literally, actually, I think I got to scroll up here. I think that was the last trade. Yeah, literally right at close, 12:58 yesterday, square puts next week. So we got that right at close. But that one ended up going up 200%. Those were awesome. SPY was testing that 288 low. I said I was expecting a bigger bounce, and then that's where things really picked up. The WCGs, we still had those. TLT, I got those. So watch rates in GLD. I might have to come to stream and ask me about that, or I'll have to talk about it in another video, but that is actually a play I like. Maybe I'll actually put that up. Market down is 500 points at this. Again, 287 was important, and I said looking for calls at close. This is around 1021, so it's like 130, but I said I'm still holding puts. Apple started dropping, and semiconductors were leading around this time at like 1025, and they were leading the way until they kind of caught up at the end. I was up on my Intel from yesterday. If you guys remember, we put those on the watch list. Why did I put call? I think it was a May put, my bad. I sold those. I'm holding the other 2, but those were 150%. WDC dropping again, more chip makers. That was 1102. Then NCR had a big move. That was some buyout activity. It looked pretty there, but I said crazy spread, wait for price to come down, and we'll evaluate, but that wasn't a trade. Then we talked about Lyft. So I like Lyft a lot. That was at 1122, but I like that. I like the Lyft play a lot. I even think coming in tomorrow, that'll be great. SPY was hitting lows, going over the Lyft straddle play, more new lows, down 600 at that point. Then that's when I got the 600. I said, gamble, do not play on that one, because that one was just really, like I said you guys could watch it, but it's very, very risky because it is $30 and it's being a weekly in this environment. Like I'm saying, try to avoid weeklies as much as possible when this type of environment. You can make a bigger gain, but the next weeks provide a very, very good opportunity just as well. Dow down 607. We were watching for those close watching for calls near close. Selling the profits on the way down. I sold out of my LH put. I sold out of that UVXY for next week. I rolled over further down the chain. So I rolled over into another one. eyeing the Amazon calls. I was eyeing those at 1227. And I said I was looking either for Amazon, FedEx, UPS, or McDonald's for the bounce praise. I said depending on prices, holding puts into tomorrow. That's why I want one of these calls. SPY was testing new lows, broke the level down 650. And then I got 1236 at 1240. I bought the Amazon call. And then I said, really a couple right before market was about to close. Said what? 1257. I was not down with it. So, yeah, that was it.